Hello, ma'am. Now started.
Okay. So, hello and welcome to the live session of the NPTEL course on development research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
Okay. So, hello and welcome to the live session of the research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
Okay. So, hello and welcome to the live session of the
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
Okay. So, hello and welcome to the live session of the NPTEL course on development research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
Okay. So, hello and welcome to the live session of the research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the NPTEL course on development research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the NPTEL course on development research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
Welcome to the live session of
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the NPTEL course on development research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
Welcome to the live session of
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the NPTEL course on development research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
Welcome to the live session of
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the NPTEL course on development research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box.
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
Welcome to the live session of
Hello, ma'am. Now started.
So, hello and welcome to the live session of the NPTEL course on development research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box. Okay. So hello and welcome to the live session of the research methods. To the learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box. So hello and welcome to the live session of So hello and welcome to the live session of the NPTEL course on development research methods. Learners are requested to put their questions on the YouTube chat box. Okay. So hello and welcome to the live session of the research methods.
You have to keep yourself
Learners
muted
are
because of
requested
your
to put
mic.
their
We are
questions on
facing a
the
mute problem here.
YouTube chat box.
Okay, thank you. So, hello and welcome to the live session of the development research methods. And YouTube learners who are on the YouTube, please let me know if you can hear me fine now or not, because we seem to have fixed the
put their
problem.
questions on the YouTube chat box.
Now, I can see that from the list of questions that we have received, there are mainly two types of questions. One is there seems to have been some configuration errors in the assignments, the weekly assignments that have been uploaded, and we have corrected those issues. And my TAs have also informed me that these issues have been corrected. So in case there are students who are still facing some problems with respect to these, please put the questions on the portal and we will settle those issues. Now, in the Excel sheet that I have received, I mainly see questions with respect to one area, that is at least 2 to 3 learners have raised questions about the differences between transdisciplinary research, cross-disciplinary research, and interdisciplinary research. And I'll just take a few minutes to provide clarifications from my end about these concepts. But before I go ahead, I need to know from the learners on YouTube if you are able to listen to me properly or not. Okay, so I'll continue with the questions that have been shared online with me on the Google Doc. So as I was saying that there is a question on difference between transdisciplinary research and cross-disciplinary research. Now, since all of you are on the internet these days, a simple search will tell you that whether we refer to transdisciplinary research or cross-disciplinary research, it mostly refers to it mostly adheres to a kind of learning where we are taking help from more than one discipline. But as a teacher researcher, I will not obsess too much about the exact definition of these terms. But what is of interest, what should be of interest to us is to know that the context, the setting, and the stage of research matters as to when we want to use transdisciplinary research or cross-disciplinary research or interdisciplinary research. I will try to explain this with the help of an example. Now, let us say we are doing, let us take the discipline of economics. Now, within the discipline of economics, there is a history of undertaking socioeconomic research on morbidity studies, for example. Now, morbidity is nothing but the state of being in ill health. And there are different ways of assessing morbidity or estimating morbidity. Let us say we want to do morbidity studies in the case of children or women or whichever set of population you want to take. Now, in economics or socioeconomic studies, we have a tradition of estimating self-reported morbidity. So you go to a certain set of population and you ask a series of questions about whether or not they have been in good health or ill health, and what are the various socioeconomic parameters based on which the people concerned have been in the health condition that they are in, and then you get certain responses. Now, as opposed to self-reported morbidity that we carry out in economics, there is also clinical morbidity studies which are carried out by clinicians in various settings. Now, when we want to understand the socioeconomic morbidity status of a certain population, it is desirable that we combine socioeconomic studies with clinical studies. But is it always possible to do so or feasible to do so? It is not. Now, when it is not feasible to do so, these are the circumstances or situations or settings where we tend to move from crossover from one discipline to the other and take a worldview from different disciplines to try and integrate the findings from different disciplines into our research. Now, this is where the context and the setting is important. As I said, it is desirable to have a holistic view about different concepts used in different disciplines to have a more relatively fuller understanding about the problem in hand. But often in the context of research, it is not possible to do so because of various limitations. Now, these limitations may be material, or these limitations may be because of the discipline that we are working in. Now, as an economist myself, I do not have the wherewithal to be able to carry out clinical studies. So what can I do? I can then probably move over from one discipline and take insights from nutrition studies, take insights from various clinical studies. Maybe those studies can enter into the domain of psychology, it may enter into the domain of medical sciences and so on and so forth, and draw some insights from there and provide context to my study on socioeconomic morbidity studies that I am carrying out. So it is in this sense that we tend to use these similar sounding, yet not very similar in meaning terms, such as transdisciplinary, cross-disciplinary, multidisciplinary, and so on and so forth. Now, these terminologies in themselves have different meanings. I would like to believe that the transdisciplinary concept is actually a more broader terminology, but interdisciplinary would be a subset of transdisciplinary where we are trying to use tools and methods from different disciplines. So for example, as an economist, it's possible for me to cross over to sociology relatively easier than I would say cross over to the subject area of physics. Okay, so there are various boundaries and restrictions within which different disciplines can work, but it will suffice for us as researchers to know that all of these terminologies basically refer to the collaborations between different disciplines and how we can use different schools of thought within one discipline or from different disciplines and use it in the advantage of our own research. I hope this is clear. So if there are any related or follow-up questions to these, I'll be happy to take. You can also put more questions on the chat box. There is this question on teams about is development studies a political project. Now you have to specify or elaborate what do you mean by that, because the terms political project need not be taken very literally. It basically refers to a more to an expanded vision of where development studies as a discipline comes from, and it of course refers to the entirety of the society, the economy, and the polity within which we survive and exist, and within which human beings interact with each other. So in that sense, it needs to be looked at the usage of the term political project in the course. However, this need not be translated very literally. The question patterns for exams are more or less in the format that you are receiving in your weekly assignments. We have multiple choice questions, and the NPTEL, the MOOCs format does not allow us to take any practice exams. However, I would advise the learners to please follow the lectures very carefully. And the format mentions that we have some share of the questions from the assignments that you have already done, and the questions that we are doing from the videos that we have already disseminated. So please do not take too much stress about these exams. I would suggest and advise that please go through the PowerPoint presentations very carefully. And because this is a repeat course, so the reading materials based upon the lecture notes are already available. Please take time and read the lecture notes, and that will help you to answer the questions. And the format is the MCQ type of questions, but of course the question paper format is extensive and elaborate, and therefore I advise that you please go through each and every week's lecture very carefully. What is the significance of literature study in development research is what I am receiving on the Teams chat box. And I would please advise you to go through the weekly lecture on literature study. And in fact, any kind of research, be it development studies or any other discipline that you are coming from, literature survey basically is the beginning of research, and it is the foundation of all kinds of research. Unless a researcher understands what are the basic foundations based upon which we what is the existing body of literature that exists on the research problem that you're investigating, you will obviously not know where to go from there. And to put it very briefly and simply, I think because we want to add new things to the body of knowledge already existing, therefore one must undertake literature review. And that's a very basic question that one can put on why literature review is important in development studies. So the brief answer is that it is important for any study that you want to take up. However, if you are interested in understanding the different kinds of literature review and research, I think we already have a week or a lecture dedicated to different kinds of literature research, literature review. And please go through that lecture. It provides good resources on how you can carry out informed literature review and survey in your research. So before we can, now that if we want to wait for a few more questions to come up, let me, since the course was initiated in 2019, and the basic design of the course has been to introduce students to development studies research. I think we did go into the details of development studies, development practice, providing some kind of a fair background and a vision to how to carry out development studies research. Let me also tell you that if you are a student of social science coming from any discipline, some of the basics covered in this course are equally applicable to any field of social science. And given that these days we are moving beyond disciplines and entering into interdisciplinary research or multidisciplinary research, whatever you want to call this, the mixed methods research are an important domain within which we want to conduct our research. And through this course, I have tried to inculcate some ideas regarding how to carry out mixed methods research in the kind of problem statements, in the sense that the problem statements that we in social sciences, particularly people who are interested in the question of development and come up with problem statements in development studies, is concerned. So I would suggest advanced scholars or PhD scholars or students who are in their masters or their undergraduate who are planning to undertake further studies in this area, make themselves conversant with the lectures on mixed methods research that I have floated as part of this course. Are there any more questions that the learners would want to put? Anything about quantitative research methods or qualitative research methods or the case studies approach? I believe we are currently in the 8th week of the course, and we do have lectures on social capital assessment tools. If you have any questions regarding these lectures, please take advantage of this session and put those questions. Practice questions after the videos. At this point, it is not possible to put practice questions after the videos. Maybe if we are revising the course in future, we'll try to put some practice questions. But the assignment questions are actually practice questions. So please give importance to your assignments and the assignment questions. that will help you score well in your final exams. So if there are no further questions, then probably we can end this session. And okay, so Barsantika asks to share my experiences, research experiences as a woman. The lecture about fieldwork was really appreciated. I appreciate that you have liked the lecture on fieldwork and the field worker and the field. And one of the reasons for introducing that as a general lecture was also to give an idea about how the field is perceived differently by different people, particularly by socioeconomic researchers. There is a growing body of knowledge which tells us that we should carry out socioeconomic research exactly the way scientific studies are carried out. However, I do not subscribe to that point of view. I do not subscribe to that point of view because in the field of socioeconomic studies, whichever socioeconomic discipline you come from, we do see that there are different sort of cleavages, if I may want to call as a general term, or divisions or horizontal inequalities within a society. Whether you look at it in the gender dimension, or you look at it in a caste dimension, a class dimension, in the specific context of India, or you talk in terms of geography, spatial dimensions, and so on. So when we have these different kinds of divisions within a society, it is very important to sometimes turn the lens on ourselves, turn to ourselves as to who is conducting the research. The subjective perceptions of who is conducting the research also often influences the outcome of the study. And therefore, in social sciences, in sociology, particularly in anthropology, there is this concept of the insider versus the outsider. When you are studying a particular locality, we should always interrogate with ourselves regarding whether I am an insider of this society. When I am looking at a society with a particular lens, your outcomes will change. Outcomes of the research will change if you are an insider or an outsider. And this is something that we face increasingly in the context of development research. And therefore, I think your experience or my experience, the identities that we carry around become an important parameter of what are the outcomes of research. It will not be possible for me to share my experiences as a woman researcher in this live video session, but I'm glad you have asked this question because one of the reasons, as I said, of giving out this course is also to attract students to the field of research, social science research, where one understands that who is conducting the research, where you are conducting the research, what are the conditions under which you are conducting the research also impacts the outcome of the study. And also to attract students to the field of research and tell them that it is an exciting area of work, and whatever be your identity, one must not shy away from taking up difficult questions of development for further interrogation. I hope this is fine. If there are no further questions, I'll just give it another 2 minutes. If there are no further questions, maybe we can end the session. I'll just give it another 2 minutes and wait for the students to open up if there are some who are still contemplating about whether to ask a question or not. Okay, so I think you are taking time to sort of process things in your head and think about the questions. In the coming weeks or the coming semesters, if we are again repeating this course, I would sort of encourage the learners to spread the word that to participate more in live sessions, because this gives you an opportunity to have a live interaction with the instructor and gain more ideas and information about the course that we are studying. Currently, if you cannot think of any further questions, I think we can end this session, but you may continue to put your questions on the portal and we will try our best to answer them. Thank you.